ask yourself the damn question. Is winning the only thing to you?
Sports today are not just played on the field. They're played every day, online, all over the world, by sports fans just like you.
Don't you dare breathe. That won't get you anywhere. If you don't think you're a winner, you don't belong here.
The Star Fantasy League Show puts you in control of your own team. Find out who to sit, who to start, how to play, and have your daily fantasy sports questions answered with your host, Jonathan Sprung, and co-host SFL CEO Zach Stanley and Nick Steblenko. The Star Fantasy League Show is on the air now.
Hello and welcome to the Star Fantasy League Show here on 105.5 The Team in Rochester. I am your host, Jonathan Sprung, joined, as always, by SFL CEO, Mr. Zach Stanley.
Props to the whirling Darvish, but Justin Verlander.
Yeah, go ahead and say I put a curse on him.
You did. You hexed him.
Sure, but we'll say that. I did not put a hex on him. Someone that may have had something to do with it because you talked him up so high was Teddy Bear 2, Nick Steblenko.
Wait,
you loved him.
Wait, hang on. So we're going to say that you did put a hex on him, but you didn't put a hex on him? That's what you're saying?
No, I said go ahead and say I did. I didn't actually.
He's
He's going to accuse me.
He got rained out the first day, had a terrible game the second day.
I said that when he suddenly was taking him that it was probably all over. I don't know why we didn't remove him from our lineups.
Yeah, you should. Well, Nick, you definitely should have done that.
Yeah, I should have.
Something happened the other night. You got whooped. I did say
I got beat by Tanaka. That's it. That's the only thing that happened.
I believe
John's boy.
It was a quote on the show. I said starting your team out with 15 points from Tanaka, and I believe you got 16. So
I said 10.
No, I said 15. 15 is guaranteed.
You may have said 11, but that's all I'll give you.
That's
not
it. True. You
that's
do realize we have the Star Fantasy League show on recording, so I could just go back and prove you wrong. I don't really want to
I'll
do
wait.
That.
Go ahead.
Hold on 1 minute. 1 minute, listeners. No, we done?
Did you figure it out?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I'm looking at paper. Although
I guess we're going to have to go with our ruling, and
I lose.
It's a no.
All right, we have an interesting day here on the Star Fantasy League show because normally we just give you some free value and some stuff on StarFantasyLeagues.com, but we actually have something to offer you, Rochester. Are you guys excited for this?
Is it a garbage plate?
No.
Is it free?
Yes, it is free.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're getting closer.
We're giving away 10 pairs of tickets to the game, this Red Wings game going on the 18th, though. That's next Wednesday going on.
That's what I'm talking about.
And the Rochester Red Wings are a team to watch right now.
And their pitching staff is phenomenal.
Yep, and they're playing at Frontier Field right next to us. We can throw a baseball over there. Actually, we can't. It's like 2 miles from here. Never mind.
Well, it's close enough.
Sure, close enough that someone
Maybe
could throw
if
a
we could
baseball.
roll it, hit it, and let it roll down a slopey highway, it would get there.
So if you guys want to go, if you haven't checked out the Rochester Red Wings, you want to win some tickets to go for free, maybe take your dad for Father's Day, all you got to do is tweet us at SFL Show. The first 10 people that do this, you get a pair of tickets to go to the game. Take whoever the heck you want.
That's a great time.
I'm about to do it right now.
No, okay. You
What?
can't do that.
You're taking my move? Are you serious?
Yeah, that
Well,
is
your move was for free money. This is just tickets, and I'm going to take John to the game.
That's gonna be
even
really
greater.
adorable.
That's awesome.
Actually, if you are listening, you end up going to the game. We will be representing the Star Fantasy League show at the game. We'll all be there.
You know what's great about it too? You could actually go right across the bridge there, and you can go to the brewery. You can have a couple of beers, eat a little bit, and then enjoy the game.
A couple of suds and a
Some
dog and a beer.
Some suds and some baseball. Sounds perfect. All right, today on the Star Fantasy League show, we got lots going on. We got the free tickets we're giving away. Tweet us at SFL Show for a chance to win those. We got lots of baseball talk, lineup breakdown, some accountability. And we also got a nice spirited little bit of General's mailbag, of course.
A lot of banter.
A lot of banter, a lot of time, so we got to get right into it. Let's be accountable for yesterday's Major League Baseball. Nick, start us off.
All right, well, my play of the day from yesterday was Mike Trout. He got 3.5 fantasy points. That's not really what you're looking for out of your top play.
Nope.
So it's not terrible, but definitely was expecting more. The Angels were going up against Tommy Malone, and I thought that they were going to be a lot more solid than that. Really disappointing showing from them. So something to keep in mind moving forward.
To be fair, I had Adrian Beltre because Zach took my other one. I think Miguel Cabrera didn't do that great either, but Beltre only had 3 points. Not the greatest outing in the world.
I think the Tigers as a whole did not do well.
No.
Tigers were not a good team last night.
No, it wasn't good.
My pitcher of the day was Cole Hamels, and he was a beast.
Yep.
Absolute stud. He went 8 innings, 11 Ks, 13.4 fantasy points. That was just a prime matchup for him, and like I said, he's been pitching really well. So
correct.
I had, for my value play, it was either David Freese or Colin Cowgill, whichever one of them started. Colin Cowgill ended up getting the start. 3 fantasy points. He was 2 for 3 at the plate. He did get subbed out. I think that's some pretty solid value out of a value pick. Mm-hmm. And then my Atlanta stack was absolutely atrocious. Yes. They lost 8-2, and they never really got the bats going against a rookie. Against a rookie, guys. Come on.
I think everyone fell victim to that, let's be honest. It's one of those things where almost everyone in the industry was on Atlanta, and they kind of died.
Just didn't happen.
I can't remember my value play. You remember?
You have Miguel Cabrera. Oh, value play.
Yeah.
You didn't have Avila, did you? You might have had Alex Avila.
I might have. All right, let's forget about that.
Yep, we will.
Cabrera, 1 for 5, only a run, and not very good at all. Pretty disappointing all around. Tigers are just bottoming out right now. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Floundering.
Yu Darvish was my pitcher. Obviously high price, but well worth it.
He brought the bacon.
Yeah, he was complete game.
Complete game. He had, I think, 10 Ks.
Yep.
Just
10
perfect.
Ks.
So I'm okay with that.
Not too bad.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you will take it. All right, get on to mine. I had Tanaka. He's a little bit more expensive, but he got, 0.3 less than Yu Darvish. If you had both of them, you won because they had 32 combined fantasy points.
And if somehow you probably would have won if you put in the lowest price batters that you could find and then also put in Hamels.
Yep. Yeah, it's impossible. My value player was John Singleton, 2.25 fantasy points. I've been all over him. I think he's got to come up.
Yeah, it's really not a bad pick. 2.25 points is not terrible, and he always has that potential to blast one out.
And I had that weird. Remember my out of the box stack I went with the Yankees? They actually pulled it off for a pretty decent stack. Ellsbury had 5, Gardner 3.5, Tex had 10. And then if you had Derek Jeter for the trifecta for the 2 through 5, you got 6 from him as well. He had 2 stolen bases.
The trifecta?
Oh, sorry.
4 players?
What the hell is, what's the, not the Quinella, what's the one in between?
The quintuple.
No, that's more than that.
The superfecta.
I don't, is that right?
That's what it is.
Oh, okay. Sure, we'll go with that.
The quadramane.
Yeah, why not? All right, we did.
Yeah, what?
So we didn't do too bad. We had some hits. We had some misses on Wednesday, but Thursday looking a lot better, right? We're going to see what we can do today?
Obviously.
All right, let's get to it. Get to lineup breakdown.
Let's do this.
Time for your Star Fantasy Leagues MLB Fantasy Lineup Breakdown.
All right, it is time for lineup breakdown on Thursday on StarFantasyLeagues.com. And we don't have a lot of time to talk about this only because I didn't want to give us a lot of time. I picked one game. One.
Oh, what, the Arizona-Houston game?
I mean, it's a short slate as it is, but if you look at this slate, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, there's one game you really want to look at. Hopefully it pays off for us and we don't get...
Well, so then I'm really curious about your pitchers then. You just loaded up from this game on batters?
Yes.
There's some value batters in this game.
Yeah, I know.
There are some value batters, but I mean, if you're going for the game, you kind of have to put the big boys in, especially if you're going for only one game on the schedule.
Yeah, but in terms of the top priced guys, even in this game,
yeah, they're not too bad.
Bad.
Nobody's over 10,000. The thing is, I really liked 3 players for Thursday, and they're all first basemen. So you know what, StarFantasyLeagues.com, you can't do that. I ended up putting 2 of them in. I got to get John Singleton in there, 5,200. Paul Goldschmidt was my play of the day. I got to get him in. And then my third one was Adam Lind. And I mean, how do you choose between those 3? You got the high, you got the low, and then one's right in the middle.
At least there's the utility spot so you can get 2 out of the 3.
Yep. But I mean, Goldie was the no-brainer.
I think it's important to have Singleton in there instead of Lind because of the price tag. Because I think tonight is one of those nights where you need to focus on those top-level pitchers.
Oh, I didn't do that. Uh-oh.
Really?
All right, let's talk about it. My top pitcher,
I
did get one of them. I got Max Scherzer in there. I think he is the absolute play of the night. I love his matchup. He is going against Chris Sale on the other side of the mound, but Sale doesn't have a good matchup, so I think that actually helps him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. After last night with Detroit, I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious to see if Sale can go deep.
Stop. I'll take one of the highest strikeout pitchers in the league against the worst strikeout team in the league.
Haven't you been talking about how the White Sox are better against right-handed pitchers?
They are.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, they are better, but I still Max Scherzer's been on fire.
Nobody's better against Max Scherzer.
He is absolutely killing it this year. All right, my other pitchers though, I have Edinson Volquez. I know Nick is going to slam me for this. I've picked Volquez a couple times now. I just think his matchup's great. At home against the Chicago Cubs, the team strikes out second most in the majors, 29th against Rays. These are just numbers you look at. They jump off the page. Volquez hasn't been that horrible that you wouldn't shy away from those numbers.
No, I mean, I agree. Honestly, with the Cubs being as bad as they are, you have a really strong matchup. If there's a place that I would take him, I guess it would be tonight. But I just don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. I think he just throws beach balls across the board.
You don't have to trust them. You just have to put them in your lineup.
I'm not the only person that says that.
Grapefruits, volleyballs,
I am not
beach
the only
balls,
person
we're
that
just
says
ranking
that.
up in
How
circumference.
about you forgot meatballs? What are you doing?
Meatballs
Beach balls are bigger than meatballs.
Meatballs. Whatever.
Grapefruits are bigger
All right,
than I've seen some pretty big meatballs.
My last pitcher, I went with Chase Whitley. I think Zach, you talked me into Chase Whitley. Again, these matchups in Seattle against Seattle, they strike out quite a bit, top 10 in strikeout percentage, and they're also in the bottom 10 in.
So you were able to go high-low on your pitchers.
I was.
All right. Well,
okay
I don't like
He's a guy
any
that's
of
had
that.
a decent start to his career so far, and we'll see what the future holds. But this is a favorable matchup in a favorable stadium.
And all his numbers look fine. He's somebody that his ERA is 2.37, but we know that's not sustainable. I think his first outing he had no runs, right? That's probably why.
Yeah, he had a great first outing.
Yeah, it was against. It was against
I think he's only had one really bad start.
I mean, Seattle is nothing impressive against right-handed pitchers. So, it could be a great one. Surprised you didn't go with your boy there, Elias.
A little expensive.
Yeah.
He's more expensive
I was
than
going to
the two
say,
guys
well,
I
that's
chose.
why I wanted to say that, is because I think around that 10,000 price he's good to go. 12,
Yeah, a little too high.
rich.
All right, but let me get to I have one guy who's not in that Houston-Arizona game, and it is Juan Francisco. He's a little inexpensive, and I absolutely love him against Kevin Gausman.
That's where I was looking in that Toronto game, is those 5 and 6 hitters. He usually bats 6th or 7th sometimes, but really good against right-handed pitchers. So and
he's
Gausman
a
is
lefty power guy.
Yeah.
I like him. And like I said, the rest of my players come from one game. This is pretty rare, so I'm just going to name them off. Let me know who you like, who you don't like. I have Miguel Montero, John Singleton, Jose Altuve, Didi Gregorius, George Springer, Gerardo Parra, Dexter Fowler, and the Goldie.
I don't hate any of them. I love them all.
You don't hate anybody?
No, really, they're all great tonight. I especially love the way Montero's been playing lately. He provides a lot of value.
Yeah, honestly, anytime. The funny thing is, we're going to talk about Arizona later. I am scared to death of to pick a pitcher against them because they are slowly rising up there. They're a really potent offense, and guys are coming out of nowhere.
I don't even know about slowly. They kind of over the
true.
past couple of weeks, they've really been one of the best teams in the league on offense.
And when you stack a game. You try to get the best hitters in that you possibly can. I mean, there's not anybody that you should necessarily completely shy away from, because sometimes it's hard to predict who's actually going to get the hits, who's going to get the runs and RBIs in games like these. You just know that there's going to be runs, and you pick the best you can.
Well, don't forget, these lineups are not set in stone. We have a few hours until lineups lock on StarFantasyLeagues.com. So if any of these guys aren't in the lineup, I can guarantee you they're not going to be on my roster for tonight. I'll swap them out late, and then I'll beat Nick.
And there are no rainouts in Houston, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem. Maybe thunderstorms knock the stadium down? No? That's not going to happen?
Dome collapses.
Yeah, that we hope. We certainly hope that does not happen. We're not advocating for domes.
We're not the
to break.
Vikings.
That is true. All right, coming out of the break, it is time for John Old's Mailbag, and you're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show on 105.5 The Team.
The Star Fantasy League Show. Information is key to being a successful fantasy team owner, and the guys have all the updated info you need right now. Okay, fantasy sports fans.
There's a letter in your mailbox.
Time to dig into John Old's mailbag for your questions and comments.
Read the mail, read the mail, read the mail.
Jump in the game. Send your questions and comments to the Star Fantasy League's team by tweeting at SFL Show.
Welcome back to the Star Fantasy League Show, and as we said at the top of the show today, we are giving away presents like it is Christmas.
Won't you be a tweeter?
Yeah, normally we just ask you to send us in questions at SFL Show on Twitter, but today, if you send us a tweet at SFL Show on the Twitters, you're going to be entered into a drawing to win free tickets, a pair of tickets for you and maybe your dad for Father's Day, maybe your friend Jimmy. I don't know. Take anybody you want to the Rochester Red Wings game on June 18th. Get to meet Bill Spaceman Lee. He's going to be hanging out. And I believe he's going to be on the show Monday, taking some questions.
He is. That's going to be awesome. And, I just love going to baseball games. There's so much fun. Get your peanuts, get your beer, get your
Cracker Jacks. Don't forget your Cracker Jacks.
Your hot dogs, your cotton candy, and maybe catch a fly ball.
The last time we were at that stadium was there was about 4 feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah,
that was
true.
a lot of fun.
Not surprising. But, we're gonna be representing the Star Fantasy League show. Probably be wearing some Star Fantasy League shirts. Maybe give them some out.
If I could find one that fit, sure.
Wow. Is this
you
because
just
of your
flexed.
large muscles?
That was huge. Actually, I think it's because of my belly.
Okay, calm it down, Popeye. Calm it down with the flexing in the studio. Nobody
He's
can
one
see
big
it.
Popeye.
I enjoy my garbage plates, okay?
Okay. Are we really going to have
And
this
my home
conversation
fries.
for the set?
It's not Tuesday.
I know it's not Wiener
I think
Tuesday.
Oh,
we're
sorry.
we're excited for Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, Tuesday is food. Tweet us at SFL Show if you want tickets. If you want to suggest
Tuesday is food.
Yeah, Tuesday is food day.
Yeah.
If you want to suggest which local Rochester food group we're talking about, right? There's only a couple.
Sure.
There's only a few.
Oh, there's
Local
plenty.
Rochester food.
There are
Garbage
plenty.
plates, white hots.
Oh, I got a better idea. Just tweet us at SFL Show. Tell us where we're supposed to get lunch next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we'll go. We'll
I
go
love
there.
it.
You can meet us. We'll sign
Except
autographs.
if it stinks, then I'm not going.
Then I'm definitely going because, yeah.
You think people want our autograph?
No.
No.
No, I'm at the game on Wednesday on the 18th. When people know us, they see the shirts, I'm going to sign some autographs. Even if they don't want one, I'm just going to sign it on their shirt. I don't
You
care.
get one of those giant Sharpies, those huge
Yep,
ones, and
I'll do
just
it.
go after them.
If
Chase them down with a
yeah,
huge...
I'm not going to be held liable if I sign your car, if I sign your baby. I'm sorry, it just happens.
Wait,
Things
so
happen.
if you sign their car, isn't that damaging their property? And then they have your signature on the car.
It's an autograph.
We'll get an erasable version of that Sharpie.
So we'll get a
they
dry
have that.
erase.
They have those for car dealerships.
Yeah.
You can write on the price on the car. I'm going to write my autograph on everybody's car.
No damage.
Nope, none at all. Perfect. Sounds great. All right, let's get into John Allen's mailbag because we're giving away too much stuff and too much awesome today. We are. All right, let's start it out. Kenny L. writes, the Rangers staved off elimination in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals with a 2-1 victory. Should the Kings be worried now that the Rangers finally won a game?
La-di-da.
Hold on. Nick, what were you advocating the other day saying that the Rangers should
game-
go out admirably and
That
lose
was me.
at home? Oh, that was you that said they should lose
Yeah,
at home?
what? I didn't see it. I would
No,
never
I
say
said I
that.
think if they're going to end up losing the series, it would be nice if they can wave to their fans after a nice season.
Okay, you really want to see a team like if the Canucks were to lose in the Stanley Cup Finals, you really want to be there on their home ice when they lose?
No.
See, okay, then that's exactly what you just advocated.
different. It's different at
Wait, is this?
MSG.
I mean, do you guys remember what happened in Vancouver when they lost the Stanley Cup? Right?
Didn't they?
There was nothing
flip
happy about it.
everything, and they tried to
Yeah,
kill each
they
other.
rioted and destroyed the city.
Wait, do you mean...
So what
was
do
it
you think would
3
happen in New
years
York?
ago?
Yeah.
Do you mean 3 years ago or do you mean 94?
No, I mean when they lost to the Bruins.
Because that happened both times.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they just like to.
Every time they lose the cup, evidently, they
Although
riot.
Boston flipped a couple cars, and then Vancouver flipped an entire parking garage of cars. They're like,
Did
no,
the whole
all
city.
these go.
The whole city.
And then they were making out in the streets.
Yeah, I do remember that. While riot police were going
Supposed to
crazy.
be, yeah, that was like an iconic picture.
That was like the new version of the Return from War.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, it's a little different.
No, it's much
different kind of war. But seriously, what's going on in this series?
It's not over.
Is it just
it
no?
just isn't
really?
over. I mean, no. Do you want me to say it all again? Do you want me to say it all again about the Devil series? Because that's
No,
all
okay.
I have in my mind.
Make a point for the New York Rangers without mentioning the New
But
Jersey
it's never
Devils.
happened. It's never happened in the cup.
Yes, it has. One time. The Toronto Maple Leafs in the 1940s.
Okay, so it hasn't happened in 70 years.
It has happened. It has happened in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's only happened one time in the Stanley Cup.
How many in the playoffs? 3?
3.
So
It's not likely, but it's not over. I'm sorry. It's just not.
You don't
Henrik
have- you don't
Lundqvist
have
played
to
a great
apologize.
game. He played a great game last night.
Yeah,
He stayed in
40 saves.
kept the
Oh
puck
my
in front of
God.
him the whole time, except for one time. Well, not twice actually, where his defense helped him out. I don't know. I mean, anything can happen with these two teams because they play such a defensive style of hockey that if they can shut down the other team's offense, they just need a couple of bounces to go their way. That's all they need.
So they're going to win 2 games in LA and 1 in New York.
Why you want me to predict this? You really want me to
I'm
predict?
I'm okay.
Flip flop.
Yeah,
I'm not flipping on anything.
Flip-flop.
I never made a prediction for this
anything
series
is
because I hate him.
possible. Anything is possible, Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, say thank you, KG.
But no, this is not going to happen. This is ridiculous.
I say
that
it will.
game would have gone to overtime if there wasn't a pile of slush at the goal line last night.
Well, it was a very wisely placed pile of slush.
I would
by
think
the
they
Kings.
would. I think that if what had happened was the series started in New York, then they went to LA and coughed up a game and won one, they'd have a lot better chance playing at home 2 out of the next 3.
Well, sure they would, but the Kings. I think they're so lucky. I don't know.
There's been a lot of bounces in this series, which is why the Kings ended up getting up 3-0. 2 of them were overtime games, but they got up 3-0, and that's just the way it is. And the Rangers have to win 4 in a row, which is so unbelievably difficult. especially when 2 of the games are in LA.
No, Zach, they have to win 3 in a row now. They got that one. No more 4 in a row.
Okay, total.
You don't have to think about it now.
Yes, I do.
Nope, just 3. That's what the Rangers are thinking. They don't have to win 4. Now they only have to win 3.
The past is not the future.
Wow. Okay, we're moving on.
But still, the prospect of them winning is 4 in a row.
Yeah,
Well, listen, what I will say is that they need Henrik Lundqvist to steal this next game. That's what they need.
Well,
That's
saving 40 of 41, that's going to get you.
They need him to steal it.
And then they have to go back to New York and win, and then go back to LA again.
Okay,
and
so
win.
let me ask you this: if they win the next 2 games, and let's say Lundqvist steals this next game, they come back to New York. Their chances of winning in New York are much better, obviously, right?
What's the next game? Saturday?
Yeah.
They'll lose on Saturday.
Okay, hang on. Okay, let's say Henrik wins the game for the Rangers this next game. They come back to New York. You think they have a better chance of winning at home, correct?
Yes.
Now they have 3 in a row. Who has the momentum? Where do you think the series is going? If they win this next game,
saying, I really don't think
if
it's
they
gonna
win this
happen.
next game, they have an amazing chance to win the series. Just like my Devils did.
Okay.
Darn it, Steve Bernier. I'm sorry.
You are cut off. I told you to make a point, not bringing up the Devils, but you did. All right, moving on. Chris G writes, the Cleveland Browns apparently turned down an opportunity to appear on HBO's Hard Knocks this upcoming season. Should they seriously reconsider now that Johnny Manziel is a part of the team?
Well,
How
it's-
amazing would that
it's
be?
too late.
Can I just clap into my microphone? here?
Why?
The Atlanta
Because
Falcons.
that's a smart move.
The Atlanta Falcons are doing Hard Knocks voluntarily.
Oh, they are?
They are. Atlanta Falcons just announced today that they're doing it.
So I guess we'll get to see how Julio Jones is recovering. I guess that's.
And if Roddy White can actually play football this season, because last season he took 12 games
I
off?
think I think any team that doesn't. I mean, Hard Knocks is for the fans, obviously.
Yep.
For
There's
HBO.
there's nothing. I mean, the team gets some extra exposure, which is cool, but I don't think it does anything really beneficial for the team itself, for the core of players. And I think it takes away from some attention from what is actually going on and what you're supposed to be getting done, which for a young team like the Browns is not good. However, I would have loved to have seen the Cleveland
Just for
Browns.
entertainment purposes?
Yeah, so, have him talk about Josh Gordon, see how Johnny Manziel is doing.
You know what they should do? If they had that on, you should just bleep out any mention of Josh Gordon's name. Just a long beep. It's like, what are they talking about? Nope, can't mention Josh Gordon. He's suspended by the league. Sorry.
I think Manziel is going to attract enough attention for this team as it is, so I think this was a wise move by this organization.
Wait, what do you mean going to? Every time he goes to a party, it's on TMZ.
All right,
it's on ESPN. It's
But there's more to
so
come.
unnecessary.
There's more to come.
I
That's what I'm
really had
saying.
my fingers crossed for the Bills.
Yeah. Did you really want to watch Hard Knocks with the Bills?
Yeah, the whole nation is watching the Bills.
Nobody gives any respect to Buffalo.
Yeah,
They
we don't
deserve
get
it.
any games. We don't get anything.
Nothing
in the prime
Oh,
time.
yeah. Wait, how about that? How about the pre-schedule release? The Bills are going to have a Monday night game, and they're playing on Thanksgiving, and none of that happened.
And
Not
it
even
seemed
close.
to be the only year that would actually make sense because of everything with Ralph Wilson. And no, it doesn't
Yep,
matter.
no.
It doesn't matter.
No, because nobody cares about that story.
The only reason that we're going to get a primetime game is if we actually are vying for the playoffs and have a matchup against another team that is vying for the playoffs.
Which, not
Go
gonna
Rochester, go Bills, go Buffalo, Western New York.
I'll say, now you can actually do that on the show because
I know.
we are on
I know,
Rochester
it's
every
really
day.
awesome.
You love doing that, don't
Everybody come on down and hang out with me at Bills Camp in a month.
you? Yep, we will be doing that as well, representing the Star Fantasy League show. All right, let's move on. Last question of the day. Greg D writes, Manny Machado received a 5-game suspension for his childish bat-throwing antics against the A's. With these teams playing again soon, do you expect this feud to continue? I love baseball feuds. I love just this David Price, David Ortiz thing has got me fired up. Now Manny Machado is basically making an enemy out of the A's, single-handedly.
I don't think that this is going to continue the way that the Ortiz and Price feud is.
Yeah, mostly because it's the battle of suck.
What?
I mean,
Donaldson's amazing. How do you say that?
Yeah.
oh no, oh yeah,
And Oakland is a great team this
Although
year.
they claim it wasn't. He claims it wasn't directed at Josh Donaldson. Apparently, he
Well,
didn't. mean to-
Josh Donaldson wasn't
I
even
was
on
thinking
third
about
base.
David Price.
Oh, what? He wasn't on. Third
He wasn't
base?
on third base at the time. So I mean, yeah,
they must
I don't know
they
that it
probably
was.
took-
I think he was trying to throw it at the pitcher.
Okay, he's that bad. Okay, I know he's been really because last season he was actually pretty good, but this season 222 batting average, 276 on base percentage. That's really bad.
Yeah,
All right,
not
it's not the battle of suck, but Manny Machado sucks. And what was going on here is just absolute frustration and crap, and it was just ridiculous.
It was childish.
Yeah, it was childish. This guy is clearly fuming because he is not playing up to his potential.
Nope.
Everybody notices it, and there's even discussions going on about him getting sent down to get his act together.
That's kind of why I think that this isn't really
this isn't going to happen because he's got to keep himself in check at this point. Otherwise, it's going to be disastrous for him.
Donald, the reason that he did it for being thrown at and for the Donaldson tag being too hard, get out of here. I mean, Donaldson didn't do anything wrong. The pitcher, sure, possibly.
Yeah,
but
and the way Oakland is playing, they can punk whoever they want right now, and Manny Machado got punked.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay.
You can, honestly, when you're playing that well, we'll do whatever you want.
I can't say anything more than that.
Here's a question. If we don't think this feud is going to continue, here's a different question. Do you think Manny Machado was on the Orioles roster when they play again? I think it's the first series after the All-Star break. Do you actually think he's on the team?
I mean, if he gets sent down, no, obviously.
No, that's what I'm saying. Thank you, Captain
If
Obvious.
he gets set down, he won't be on the team.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he gets
If they
sent
score
down?
more runs than the other team, I think they'll win the game.
That's a good observation, Teddy Bear John Madden.
Every once in a while I come up with a gem.
Nick could come up with little Nickisms, and we could call him Teddy Bear.
Oh, no, come on. No, please don't do that to me.
All right, I
don't.
think that actually might happen. I think we found a new nickname for Teddy Bear 2. Coming after the break, we might just make more nicknames for Teddy Bear 2, or we'll recap everything going on Friday in baseball on StarFantasyLeagues.com. And you'll listen to the Star Fantasy League show on 105.5 The Team.
Play fantasy sports for cash prizes. Join the top daily and weekly fantasy leagues in the country at StarFantasyLeagues.com. Now, back to the Star Fantasy League show with Donald, Teddy Bear 2, and the Deucey Moose. Only on the Team.
We are back on the Star Fantasy League show, and we are still giving away free stuff.
Yes! Free tickets for me!
No, Zach, you can't qualify for the free tickets. We're giving away 10 pairs, not just one ticket, 10 pairs of tickets for you and a friend, you and a family member, you and your dog if they let your dog in. 10 pairs of 2 each. That's a pair, 2 tickets. All you got to do is tweet us at SFL Show. You get to go to the Red Wings Paw Sox game on June 18th. Meet Bill Spaceman Lee, who will be on the show on Monday.
For all the flack that minor league baseball gets, Frontier Field is awesome.
What's Frontier Field?
Frontier.
Frontier?
Frontier.
Frontier?
It's not front.
It's
front.
It is front.
This is like what he also says room.
Room?
I say room. Yep. I say room.
What is going on this show today?
I say room instead of room.
I don't know what's going on right now. I'm really confused and uncomfortable. So, when I get really confused and uncomfortable, I just move on. That's pretty easy, right? Should we just move on?
Yeah,
you are the host.
Yeah, this is true. All we have to talk about today, since it is Thursday, we're talking about Friday Major League Baseball, which means there's 15 games to talk about.
I'm thirsty for baseball.
When you have a lot of games, there's a lot of baseball going on.
I know. We talk about this a bunch. What does it
he
all?
Literally just tried to. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard what he said. I'm just ignoring him.
You got it. Yeah, you got
Teddy Bear, calm down. Just calm down. When there
he's jumping the gun.
Yeah, when there are so many, he's trying to make it a thing, and it's getting weird. When there are so many games, we have to go with different strategies. If there are enough matchups to spread out your players, you can do that. But if there's only a few stacks you like, you kind of have to go in certain directions. And this night, I'm kind of noticing I only liked a few teams for stacks, which
it's
is
a big
which is
reason
rare.
that I start with looking at the over-unders.
Yeah,
makes it really easy on massive slates.
Yeah, except this one was so middling.
Yeah,
I mean, there was one over/under that was at 9.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of 8.5s.
Yeah, I mean, but those still you gotta look deeper.
I like
into it.
What I like doing is looking at medium to heavy favorite on those 8.5 point spreads.
Yeah, there are a lot of that. You know what? Let's go with the first stack. One of those games you are mentioning, Dodgers and Diamondbacks. It's minus 220 for the Dodgers and only a 6.5 over/under because Clayton Kershaw's pitching. But I don't like Chase Anderson at all. His numbers do not look good to me. So because of that reason, I am likely stacking the Los Angeles Dodgers.
The only thing that makes me really nervous about this game is that Clayton Kershaw's only bad game of the season came against the Diamondbacks.
Yep, I was going to mention that when we brought up pitchers. He got shelled.
Yeah,
it was
badly.
6 or 7 runs in like a couple innings, one of his shortest outings ever. But, I mean, I'm probably not taking him because I think you can get a lot better value elsewhere on Friday night.
Agreed.
But I am going for batters in this Dodgers lineup. Yasiel Puig's his price has come down quite a bit. He was up in the mid to high 10s, and now he's under 10,000 again. And his WOBA against righties is absolutely ridiculous.
He's a stud.
Yeah, it's like 414 or something like that.
Him and Adrian Gonzalez.
Yep, although Adrian Gonzalez is a lefty, and Chase Anderson is surprisingly good against lefties, which is just confusing to me. That's a reverse split pitcher, but he's been really atrocious against righties, so I'm throwing Puig in there. I'm probably throwing Matt Kemp in there for some value. And although I know Van Slyke is a righty, I'm going to throw him in there.
It just depends on if he starts.
That's what I'm saying,
sure
because he likes to play. They play him against lefties, but because Chase Anderson is so bad against righties, maybe they do throw him in there.
Do you think skippers look at that kind of stuff?
Of course they
do. You think
do.
that's? I mean, because we look at that. I don't know. I feel like he might not start. I feel like you might see Andre Ethier instead.
Wait, what is your reasoning?
I'm just asking. Do you think that skippers look at how
stats,
a pitcher
yeah.
does against right-handed batters and left-handed
they do.
batters?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Yeah,
then
so-
why do they do this so often? Okay, you know what?
There's
I want to
confusing
test
things.
that. I want to test that. I want to see if
So
Ethier
you wanna
plays
see-
tomorrow.
Do you want to see if Ethier or Van
I just want to
Slyke
remember
plays?
that. That's all. Yeah.
Okay. That's it. That's something interesting. All right, so where else are we going for stacks? I mentioned some Dodgers I liked on Friday night. Where else are we looking?
Detroit.
Okay, you and the Detroit Tigers. We know they're your favorite team.
Yeah,
Now
but
tell us
I
why.
have good reasoning.
Okay.
Kyle Gibson, total chump, 4.5.
You said Chud wrong.
No, he's a chump.
Oh, okay. Not Chud? All right.
Yeah. Jeremy Guthrie is kind of a chud, but we'll talk about him
That
later.
is true.
4.52 XFIP, 1.30 home runs per nine, and Kyle Gibson is a little bit of a reverse split guy for home runs. He's actually only allowing 0.8 or so home runs per nine to lefties, but 1.5 or 6 versus righties. So I'm looking at that. I really like JD Martinez. I think he's a great value play. 1.07 OPS against righties with a .367 average. Then obviously you've got some of the regular guys, Cabrera, but Martinez, switch hitter, Avila, a lefty who has also done pretty well against righties for OPS. So I think there's a lot of options out there. I would shy away from Kinsler though.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Why is that?
He's just has struggled a little bit against righties.
Well, I mean, he certainly struggled for me last night, so I feel you on
Aw.
that. Boo!
All right, Nick, throw us up a stack to hit out of the park.
I love Oakland tomorrow.
Yep.
I think Oakland's got a great matchup. I mean, we all know that they're one of the best offenses in the league, but
Wait, didn't you just who liked David Phelps as last?
no,
night? Was
we
that-
were talking about Whitley.
Yeah, Whitley.
Whitley was who we like. I don't think
No,
any of us
David
like.
Phelps in his last start, I believe one of us
Oh,
actually tried to.
well,
throw
I think
him
that was
in.
when we were doing a tier breakdown. I think we
you
were
know
looking
what?
at a value pitcher.
Yeah, nothing about David Phelps
was
screams
that
like
was that the Stouffer day?
maybe, yeah. But we're not gonna. You actually brought up Tim Stouffer, really?
Well, I'm just
You're being-
I'm trying to relate what you were
being
saying to when it
accountable.
actually happened.
You're being accountable for when you pick the worst pitcher in the world.
Somehow I managed to bring that up again.
Good for you. All right, so why are we on Oakland? David Phelps?
Well, yeah,
not so
David
good?
Phelps. I don't really like him going up against Oakland. And Oakland, I just said it. We have one of the best offenses in the league. Brandon Moss is a master against right-handed pitching. Josh Donaldson's having a great season as well. The only thing is he does strike out quite a bit against right-handed pitchers, but he's got tons of power. And I would also put in Yoenis Cespedes. I know another right-handed batter, but those power numbers are really big for them.
Well, David Phelps is a bit of a reverse split pitcher this year. He's been bad against righties and pretty okay against lefties.
So hopefully that'll bode well for me. John Jaso, if he does play, put him in for value.
Nice. Although the only problem with this Oakland stack is they usually are one of the more expensive stacks.
They are.
Along with Toronto.
I got a cheap stack.
You got a cheap stack.
I mean, relatively cheap.
Okay.
The White Sox.
Yep.
I like the White Sox over under 8.5. They're slightly favored in this game, but XFIP of 4.81 for Jeremy Guthrie versus left-handed batters, and a 1.73 home runs per nine, which is just
Bad.
huge.
Yeah.
I really like Gillespie and Dunn, but I also like Abreu and Ramos Ramirez.
It's Jose. Don't call me Bobby Abreu.
Yeah, I know.
Jose.
Well, I think Bobby's just going to be like, don't call me.
He's still in the league.
Yeah, he's still in the league.
We haven't really talked about Abreu a lot. His power has been beyond belief. He's been smacking home runs left and right. This could be a great time to jump on that train.
And all four of those guys are over .84 OPS, with three of them over .9. I just think that they're going to really crush Guthrie tomorrow, who's just miserable against lefties, but not even that good against righties.
The only thing is he's more of a ground ball pitcher, isn't he? A little bit?
No, Guthrie? No. He's right on the cusp of not being. He's at like 42.5%.
So he's in the middle.
That's a little
pretty
bit
low.
of the,
42. Zach said 42 and under is usually not good for ground ball, and then around 50 and up is pretty good.
Fair enough. I just looked at his home run numbers, and they didn't really pop out very high.
What do you mean, the 1.73 home runs per 9 versus left-handed batters?
Yeah, it's bad.
No,
Is that what you mean?
not that. That's not what I was talking about.
Not good at all. All right, the last one I wanted to mention real quick is this Toronto-Baltimore game. It does have the highest over-under we mentioned. Ubaldo Jimenez confuses the crap out of me.
So, when I was looking at these numbers, I just didn't know what to do with them.
And Hutchinson hasn't been good this year. He's a really low ground ball pitcher as well, 35.8%, 1.2 home runs per 9. I think you can stack either side in this and be comfortable, or taking maybe two guys from either side. But don't forget, it is a righty day, so Adam Lind is obviously high on the board.
Yeah, Baltimore's my lean for a stack in this game, just because you're going to find a lot of value on the team.
And you assume a lot of people are going with Toronto,
Yeah,
right?
Toronto's had a tough couple games, and I don't know, Jimenez just makes me a little nervous.
I think you can find value on Toronto, though. And Baltimore's not as strong versus left-handed pitchers.
No, I mean, they're a top 10 team against righties.
All right, well,
it's not
against
terrible.
righties. What do you mean? Hutchinson's a lefty.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, why do I have him listed as a righty?
Yeah, they're down around 15th or something in the league.
Then never mind. My research has lied to me.
Yeah, so I mean, I think you could stack Toronto. The only thing is, the big bats in Edwin Encarnacion and Jose Bautista would obviously just blow your salary cap away. So I kind of advocated for something lower, like you had with Juan Francisco. Adam Lind is still around 7,500, and then you could take Melky and Jose Reyes.
Hutchinson is a righty, by the way.
He is.
Yeah, that's what it says right here on the internets.
Yeah, I was pretty sure.
The internet
lied to me then too.
Yeah, they're top 10 against righties though, so I wouldn't be shying away from Baltimore at all. All right, let's move on to some pitchers we actually do like. I got a lot. There are 30 pitchers going. Obviously, it's a full slate. A lot of expensive guys. We got Kershaw, King Felix up top. I mean, are we trying to spend a lot of money on Friday, or are we going a little bit flatter?
You can go in either way. There's 15 games.
There's really a lot of options. I think it depends on who you're stacking. To be honest, it might be a decent day to go with a couple different lineups.
Yeah.
Because
I think it depends on what kind of contest.
It depends on different contests. If you mix up some stacks with some strong bats that are expensive guys in favorable matchups, then maybe you go with some lower price, a little more risky pitchers. But if you find some lower tier ones, like I said, the White Sox, I think you can find some value on that team. Then you might be able to squeeze in some higher price pitchers.
Yep. Kershaw, like we said, he got killed last time against Arizona. Not the biggest fan of that, seeing that in the past he got killed. King Felix, he doesn't have the best of matchups, to be honest, but he's a guy who can pull through. He's pretty much matchup proof, but Texas doesn't really strike out at that high of a clip. Yeah,
I think that Felix's salary is a little tough in this one, with the potential for Texas to actually do something against him. I liked Kershaw, honestly. I know that Arizona can have some good games at the bat here and there, but the value is there. He's still sitting around 15,000. It's just that's something that's really hard for me to shy away from.
Yeah, and we talked about risky guys you can take for pitcher. I found 4 risky guys that I actually am interested in: Drew Smyly, Bartolo Colon, Matt Garza, and Justin Masterson, who just had a monster 10 strikeout, 7-inning pitch performance against this Boston team 2 weeks ago.
I've got Colon as well. The Padres have the low. I just found this today. They have the lowest walk-to-K ratio in the league.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. They strike out a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. It's a very large number. That's one of the first things we look at, strikeout percentage. It's big, especially when you're looking for pitchers. And on StarFantasyLeagues.com, you get such a high number of your pitcher stats come from strikeouts. So if you're getting a guy that pitches 7 innings and has 1 strikeout, I'd rather get a guy that pitched 5 innings and had 7 strikeouts.
I think that's versus righties, actually, that stat that I gave out.
Yeah.
Same with the .277 WOBA and the 22.7 K percentage. They are just miserable versus righties.
I can't wait until after.
Miserable in general, actually.
Yeah, this is true. I can't wait until after the break when you accidentally pick Bartolo Colon as your pitcher of the day.
Bartolo.
All right, but coming after the break, we are giving you all of our top plays of the day for Friday on StarFantasyLeagues.com. Top pitcher, top batter, stacks, all that good stuff we got for you. And you're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show on 105.5 The Team.
You're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show. Contact the StarFantasyLeagues.com guys via Twitter at SFL Show.
Welcome back. We're here on the Star Fantasy League Show, still giving out free tickets. Free tickets.
Welcome, Fahu Ramo.
Wow, that was awful. If you guys want to go to the Rochester Red Wings playing the Pawtucket Red Sox, the Baby Red Sox.
Baby Sox,
yeah. Yeah, Baby Sox. Why not?
Come witness the future of Major League Baseball at Frontier Field.
Yep, Frontier Field, Wednesday, June 18th. Tweet us at SFL Show. We're giving away 10 pairs of tickets. That's pairs, too. You can go with anybody you want, except Nick. He's not qualified to go. You can't even get a partner ticket.
I'm already going.
I can go.
Yeah, we're all going, representing Star Fantasy League Show. We'll be there. Come get some autographs, or I'll just sign your baby. I don't really care. All right. Nick, go ahead. Give us your top plays for Friday, StarFantasyLeagues.com.
All right, I already talked about a couple of these. My play of the day is going to be Brandon Moss. He's 8,800 for Oakland. I love his matchup. Value play of the day is going to be John Jaso. Just make sure that he plays, but he should. Stack is going to beat Oakland. And then for pitchers, we didn't really talk about him, but Andrew Kashner. He is a dominant pitcher for San Diego, going up against the Mets, who are not a very good offensive team. You know, I threw around that idea of playing Bartolo, but
put them both in.
I don't know. I feel like he shoots himself in the foot. It could happen.
Over/under of 7, good value on both of those pitchers.
Yeah, honestly, I would consider putting both of them, but there's so many value pitchers on Friday that I would probably avoid doing that if you can, because we don't advocate for putting 2 pitchers in if you can help them.
Yeah, because then you're definitely
not getting a win.
You're not going to get a win from one of them, and there's a chance that you don't get a win from either of them.
That is correct. All right, who we got?
All right, I've got Victor Martinez, powerful switch hitter at 9,000, hovering around 9,000, and I've got JD Martinez also in that game for the Tigers at 5,000 as part of my Tigers stack, and I will be going with Clayton Kershaw, who is sitting right around 15K, against the middling Diamondbacks, heavily favored in that game, and over/under of 6.5.
Did you say the middling Diamondbacks? We talked about earlier in the show how they've been one of the best offenses in the past couple weeks. How dare you?
They're very middling to me.
Well, okay, they've come from the bottom of the league.
Yeah, they've come from the bottom to the middle. I don't trust anybody against Clayton Kershaw, but I'll take him at home. I'll take the major spread. I'll eat it up.
Since you wouldn't do it, since you wouldn't go out on a limb even though you talked about him, I'm putting Bartolo. I'm changing up what I have written on my sheet. I'm putting Bartolo Colon as my pitcher of the day. I'm doing it. I'm going on a limb. I think he can get you 8 to 9 points. I think he can be the best value.
You got something to say about my Kershaw pick?
No, he doesn't. He's fine with it.
He shook his head.
No, I shook my head because the Arizona Diamondbacks have been one of the best offenses in the league in the past 2 weeks.
Well, I find them to be middling.
Okay, you could find them whatever you'd like.
Everybody gets hot now and then.
This is true. My top batter of the day, I am going with Yasiel Puig against Chase Anderson, who has been really, really bad against righties. Got to love those reverse splits when they help out Yasiel Puig. He's amazing. Love him. I'm going with another one of these things. Chase Anderson, if Van Slyke plays for the Dodgers, throw him in there. I think it's an opportunity to when he gets really good matchups, he hits.
I love me a Van Slyke.
Yeah, he had 21 points. What's the father or son of who? Thank
Andy
you.
Van Slyke, Pittsburgh Pirates.
And I'm going with, you know what? Screw it. I'm going with the whole Dodgers team. Get him in there. Matt Kemp.
You can't pick everybody.
No? Up to 4?
Up to 4.
All right. StarFantasyLeagues.com allows you a stack of up to 4. I'm gonna petition the CEO, see if he can get me 7.
I'm right here.
Oh. Shoot.
And I'm not going to fix your lineup for you.
No?
Absolutely not.
That's not very nice, man. I give away free stuff all the time. You don't give me anything.
We believe in player fairness and integrity here at Star Fantasy.
That is actually true. We do believe in integrity. Got to have a fair playing field for everybody, except for Nick Steblenko.
Teddy Berra.
You had to throw a shot, didn't you? Had to
I
throw a
always
shot.
throw
I was being quiet.
That was a cheap, that was a cheap shot.
I'm going to throw shots to everybody. You want free tickets June 18th.
Did you say everybody?
No.
He did.
I heard it sounded like everybody.
He said
If you want
everybody.
free tickets to the Red Wings Paw Sox game on the 18th, tweet us at SFL Show. Just tell us anything. We don't care. You get free tickets. Go with your friend. Go with your family. It doesn't matter. Thousands of dollars in guaranteed prize pools every single day.
And enjoy the World Cup.
Yeah,
it only
enjoy the
comes
World
every
Cup.
4 years.
That is true. And if you're taking your advice from Teddy Berra, you need our help a lot more than you think. Take it easy, guys.